Guys, welcome back to another video. So if you're new to watching me, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, turn that notification on so that you're notified whenever I post. And if you want to see how I did this lay, then continue watching. I will see you guys in my next video.
Too nice, people, I'm on problem. So me no worry about them. I depend on me and me bum.
Back, so I'm gonna take my eyeshadow base and I'm going to apply it on the lid. We want to just tap it on and make sure it is blended out before you apply your eyeshadow. So for the purple, I'm just going to tap it on the lid. So I wanted it to be more purple, so I went in with like a lighter purple and I applied it on top of like the darker purple. So while I'm tapping the purple on, I'm actually blending out the edges as well. So now I'm going to use like a lilac shade to blend out the edge of this purple. So you want to make sure you go back and forth and blend each eyeshadow again so that you can intensify it some more. So now I'm going to do the cut crease on this side, as you can see. So I like to start with like a guide and then wipe it off and then follow that guide. So the guide doesn't really have to be perfect. Okay, so now I'm just going to wipe off my lid because I don't really want the color to show underneath my other colors when I apply it. So I always tend to wipe my lid off. Now I'm going to go back in and now I'm going to make my cut crease the same as this side. So I'm gonna make sure I blend the edge. So I'm gonna use the lilac shade that I use at the top as my transition shade, and I'm just going to tap it on. The other shade I'm gonna go in with is like a gray type of shade. So I'm just going to tap it on the line of that lilac shade and making sure I blend it out. Next shade I'm going to apply is the white. I'm going to apply the white at the front of this one. So you want to make sure you go back over each shade now to make sure everything is blended. Okay, so now I'm just going to go in with like a white pigment and then I'm going to apply it in front of the white eyeshadow. Like you can't really see the effect of this pigment, but you can see the effect of it when you use like low lighting. So guys, I have 3 foundations to try out today. I don't know which one is my right shade. Hopefully one of these shades will be the perfect shade for me, or if not, close enough. So the shades that I'm going to be trying is 320, 330, 370C in the Zooeva foundation. So we're going to go in with the 320 and I'm just going to apply a little bit on my cheek. And okay, so this is what the foundation is looking like. I've never tried this foundation before, so this is what the 320 is like. 320, and I'm going to go, okay, so this shade is the 330 and then the last shade is 370. So I've decided to try the 320 instead of the 370 because the 370 was way too dark. So we're gonna try a little bit of the 320 and this is just a 320. And I feel like this undertone is definitely not my correct undertone. I don't feel like it is. Maybe on the camera it's showing that is okay, but for me right now, what is showing, it doesn't seem like it's my right tone. but we're going to work with it and see. So I'm just taking a little bit. I don't want to take too much. If I need to build it up, I will go back over it with some more, but for now I'm just going to take a little bit at a time and build it up. This is what it's looking like after I used my beauty blender to blend it out some more. For my contour, I like to go in with my Revolution foundation stick, and this is the only foundation stick that I will use to contour. Like, I love using Revolution foundation stick to do my contour because I feel like it blends so nicely as well. Okay, so now I'm just going to take my angled brush and I'm just going to blend it upwards. Blend out my nose. I like to use like a fluffy brush to blend out my nose, and I just tap it on. I'm gonna go in with the Revolution Conceal and Hydrate Concealer. So to spray my face, I'm gonna go in with the Revolution as well, Hydrate and Fix setting spray. Now I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. concealer, and I'm just gonna apply a little bit under the eye so that it can be a little bit brighter. So I did went in and used like the concealer on this side of my cheekbone to define it a little bit. Normally I don't really like to put concealer on the side of my cheekbone, that's just me, but because my foundation was dark, I just went ahead and applied a little bit of concealer there. So now we're just gonna take that setting powder and I'm just going to press it into the skin lightly. So I like a bright under eye, so I tend to make my under eye brighter. But right now it's looking a little bit crazy, but you know what, everything will come together in the end anyway. Now I'm just applying my, what is it? This is a sleek bronzer on the areas where I did my contour. So I'm just lightly tapping it on. I don't want to add too much because like I said, the foundation was a little bit dark, so we don't want it to be too much. We're just tapping a little bit on. And now I'm just going to apply it on the nose. I'm going to snatch this nose up. I'm going to take it up into the brow. Okay, so now I'm just going to go in with some blush, well, eyeshadow. I'm going to go in with my eyeshadow for my blush. I like to go back in with my setting brush to just blend out the edge of that blush. So before I use the hydrating setting spray, I'm going to make sure I blend everything in together, making sure those products are blended well into my skin. I'm going to go back in with that same setting spray. So I don't really like to apply loose powder at the side of my cheekbone because I don't really like the feeling. I tend to go in with like a pressed powder and I just tap it on. So for my under eye, I'm just going to keep it dark. I'm going to keep it like smoky type of